Hi there. Today, I am reviewing the new LEGO Transformers Soundwave set. This set retails for $189 and comes with 1,502 pieces, which on paper isn't great just looking at parts per piece ratio, but it actually comes with a sound brick, which is actually really interesting. Now, let's get right on into the review. Now, as I just said before in the introduction, this is set 10358 Transformers Soundwave, which just released recently in August 1st for $189 USD and comes with a sound brick and 1,502 pieces. Like the other two Transformers, Optimus Prime and Bumblebee, this has its own transformation feature, and it transforms into a cassette box. Originally, looking at the set when it was first revealed and seeing what this was transforming into, I wasn't very excited because of how interesting could a box possibly be. But I was definitely wrong. It's actually really cool. But first, I want to review Soundwave in its non-transformation form, then look at that one. And even before that, I want to review the free side builds. It comes with free side builds, Ravage, Laserbeak, and a mini cassette box. I really appreciate how everything in the set transforms, such as Ravage and Laserbeak. They both start off as cassette tapes, but can very easily transform as well. Laserbeam is an actually really good side build, as said before it transforms. But it also comes with some weapons you can put on its back, which is great. In order to transform it, you first have to pull the side parts out, like I just did. Then you have to bring the head out as well. And finally, you have to bring the back parts down. And then after that, lastly, you can simply put the weapons on by putting the red pins into the cassette holes. It's kind of complex for just a side build, but it honestly works extremely well at fully transforming. The nice thing about both Ravage and Laserbeak is how they both can fit into the cassette tape holder on Soundwave's chest. I really like how Laserbeam looks like when it is a cassette tape, but honestly it doesn't look as good when it is transformed into the bird form. I don't like the way that the legs look. They just don't feel very much like actual legs. They're also a little bit too boxy for me. One neat thing I will say about both Laserbeak and Ravage is how they both have new prints on the side of the curved slopes to represent their very mechanical eyes. Now, the next side build is Ravage. Like Laserbeak, it fits into Soundwave's chest, and it can transform into a cassette tape, which is also great. In order to transform this one, first you have to pull out all 4 of the legs out, which I'm doing right now, I hope. And once you have done that, you have to pull the tail out, and then pull the head out, and push the body downward just like I just did. And then finally put the 2 weapons that it came with into the connecting pin where the tail is, just like I just did. Now, I like this transformation a whole lot more. Whereas Laserbeak felt a lot more boxy, this one feels much more like what it is trying to represent. It can get into some decently dynamic poses, but unfortunately, since the legs and arms are only connected by some Technic pins, it cannot move left and right, which isn't a huge shame since it's just a side build, but it is something to point out nevertheless. Just like on Laserbeak, this character also came up with one of the new Transformer prints, which is definitely going to be only used in Transformer sets. The last side build is just a display pack, which is literally just a sticker, and I wish that it was a print, so it felt more specialized and more valuable to collectors. But unfortunately not. It's not a huge deal breaker, but along with the display pack, it comes with a mini Soundwave as well, in the form of a cassette box. It has 2 exclusive prints, one to represent Laserbeak inside of his chest, and another to represent Ravage inside. It's nothing insane, but I like the thought of it. And finally, we are on to the main attraction, Transformers Soundwave, and I have to say a lot about it. There's some good and there's some bad. But before I do that, I have to ask you to please subscribe to my YouTube channel. My goal is to get 500 subscribers by the end of the year, and I would highly appreciate it if you do subscribe. Every subscriber does matter to me, and let's go back into the video. First of all, I have to highly commend the designers of the set. Like, the amount of work that has been put in this one Transformer is just insane. I definitely can't do any of this. So if I say that a specific part of it is bad, I am unable to give any other solutions. Anyways, this Transformer has two weapons. One right next to his head, and one he holds in his hand. But it kind of just falls down when it's in most angles. So you kind of have to balance it all. So it can't be put into too many different poses with that weapon. Speaking of poses, we definitely need to talk about the posability of the set, because there is a lot. Every part of this model moves just to facilitate further transformation. But it also makes it so it can get in some extremely dynamic poses. It comes with a hole for the side wheels to be put in and can be easily closed. However, it can also be easily opened up again just by pushing this ingot button, which is such a fun feature to simulate an actual ejecting the cassette tapes. However, one small nitpick I have with this is that if you want to put them in, sometimes that head cannon gets in the way, but it's not a huge issue. It honestly looks really good and is quite accurate to the source material, which is great. Another slight problem I have with this is that a lot of the parts are extremely fragile and fall off quite oftenly, especially when transforming it or even while just playing around with it, such as these two panels to put on the legs, as they're quite fragile, unfortunately. Overall, I like how it looks, but now let's start doing the transformation because it's quite a few steps. The first step we do is that we should remove the weapons from him, such as the one on his hand and the one on his head. Next, very simply just push his feet upwards, and then push the two panels on the back of his legs down, like I just did right now, hopefully. Then, you grab the arms like I just did and pull it from the pins, like I just did right now.
Stop.
Now, rotate the legs and position them upwards like I just did. Be sure that the sides of the stickers are facing outward. Then, use the clip from the arm and put it onto the connector here. Next, rotate these two panels from the bottom and make them on the outside. Then after that, move the wrists of the arms to be 90 degrees with the arms. Then make the arms go perfectly face down. Finally, rotate the head 180 degrees. Then open up the box and simply rotate it into there and close it up. Now, grab the weapons. Remove the gray bit from the weapon that he holds on his hand and put it onto the back like I just did. Then put the weapon of the Technic axle connector into here. The side you put it doesn't matter very much, and put the other weapon of the side connector right here. And there we have it, a fully transformed cassette player. Let's hear some of the noises it makes because it makes a lot of different sounds. All you have to do is just push this button that says play right here, and you can hear it make some noise. safe to say it certainly makes a lot of noises. Looking at the overall aesthetic of it, it's quite cool. It's really clean and put together quite nicely. However, looking at the back, it's definitely like quite a bit more messy. It kind of feels like they were just put there because there was no better place to put it, which there really wasn't, so I can't really knock down the set too much for that. Overall, there isn't much to say about the transformation. I like it and it definitely is quite unique, but at the end of the day, it is still a box with some noises. Alright, now that I have transformed it back into what it was, let's talk about the pricing of the set. This set retails for $189 USD and it comes with 1,502 pieces and comes with a sound brick. Comparing it to the other sets with the sound brick, I feel like this is probably one of the more reasonably priced sets. It feels like a solid $160 set with a $30 sound brick, basically. Which, depending on how you would value the set at, it's a decent deal. I myself say it's in the realm of reasonability, but I would highly appreciate it if it was even just slightly cheaper. Say it being $180 or even $170 would be so much better. If you manage to find a set, because it's currently sold out at quite a few of the LEGO stores nearby me, then I would highly recommend picking it up. It is definitely better than the other two Transformers. It's definitely much more unique and comes with a sound brick. Overall, I'd have to give this a 9.2 out of 10. Purely because I wish it could have been very slightly better priced and have a printed display pack. Some parts of it were just a bit too fragile, but it comes with some interesting side builds, a great sound brick, and an interesting transformation. And now, we have finished up with today's review of set 10358 Transformers Soundwave. I hope you have enjoyed this video, and once again, if you have made it this far, please make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. It genuinely means a lot to me, and subscribing shows that people watch my videos and hopefully take something away from it and enjoy it. That is all for this video. Goodbye.